Hey everybody, Rich Manzi here, owner of Next Home Triad Realty, and welcome to the latest episode of Around the Triad. Today we're at the Lewis Community Recreation Center in Greensboro, and we're out here today supporting our local veterans with the Veterans Resource Fair, sponsored by Congressman Mark Walker. Being a Marine Corps veteran myself, I am passionate about doing my part to help veterans in the capacity of learning how to use their VA benefits to buy or sell a home. When we head inside, we're going to talk to one of my lender partners, John Hamrick from First Bank, and we're going to ask him some questions about exactly how veterans can use their VA benefits. All right, so we're here with my friend John Hamrick from First Bank here in Greensboro. And John, thank you for coming today.
Thank you, Rich, for inviting me.
Thank you for spending some time with us. So John, as I work with different veteran buyers, it seems like they always have the same list of questions about VA financing. So the first question is, how do I know if I'm eligible?
The easiest way is to have your veteran bring his DD-214, and sometimes they already have their certificate of eligibility, but with the DD-214, I can get the eligibility certificate for them.
Okay, so they can bring that DD-214 to you.
Correct.
Or now can they go directly to their VA representative?
They could. They sure could. We do it electronically.
Great.
It takes about 2 days usually.
Okay, perfect. Another question that we get asked all the time is, what exactly is VA financing? What does it mean?
VA financing is one of the better loans that we offer for veterans, and you have 100% financing with no monthly mortgage insurance. The closing costs, the seller is allowed to pay up to 4%.
Really? Okay.
So most of the time you can get into a VA loan without any out-of-pocket money at all.
Fantastic. To follow up on that, what type of down payment then, if any,
well,
would
you
be
need
required?
you need no down payment because VA is 100%. Closing costs, if they're not paid by the seller, would be the responsibility of the buyer.
Okay.
But most of the time, and you know, as a realtor, we can usually structure the loan.
Right, that's where I come in. It's my job to try to negotiate with the seller to get some, if not all of that, paid for by the seller. So, and that's what I do mostly, is try to benefit those veterans as best we can.
And we sure want to do that.
Absolutely. What type of property can a veteran buy with a VA loan?
We can do anything up to a fourplex, single family residence, actually do manufactured housing.
Okay, so now, can they have multiple VA loans at the same time?
No. Now that's, there are some situations that can allow that, but for the most part, if you already have a VA loan, that property either has to be refinanced so that you would free up your eligibility.
Is there an eligibility amount? So let's say they had two smaller properties, could you do it that way?
Well, actually there is. VA is one of the only loans that we have that it is an assumable loan.
Okay.
So there are situations where they could have let somebody assume the loan and still be able to get another property.
Last question, and this is probably the biggest question. What type of credit requirements are there to get a VA loan?
Credit requirement, we require a 620 or better, which is not usually very difficult. If they don't have a 620, I do offer credit counseling to help people get to a position where they can get a loan. I like to see the last 12 months with no derogatory credit. Collections are fine if they're medical collections, but normally if they're housing related or some collections may have to be paid or satisfied.
Gotcha. And then of course, you know, income ratios, debt to income
Debt ratios usually around 43%. VA is a little bit different than other lenders. We do actually use a household budget, and we do have to have residual income left over, and that depends on how many people are living in the household.
Okay. All right. Well, that's very helpful to the veterans out there, and
I hope
we
so.
appreciate
Rich,
your time.
thanks for asking.
Thank you. So we were able to catch up with the host of the event, Congressman Mark Walker. Congressman, thank you for taking a minute with us.
Rich, my pleasure.
Thank you. We've already introduced your event, and if you would just kind of give us an idea of what your goal was behind this event.
Yeah, our goal is to make sure that the veterans that we're privileged to serve throughout the 6th District of North Carolina, which is a good portion of Central North Carolina, is to make sure they have the information on the different services that are provided in the area. Our staff, we have 5 of our staff here today, We've been privileged to close over 700 veteran cases of linking the guys up, and then to have industries, private industries like yours with Next Home, to be able to come out and help educate and maybe work with these veterans on purchases or other things in the area, whatever needs, from banking to finance to healthcare needs. That's what our goal is today.
Thank you very much, sir. And as a Marine Corps veteran myself, I appreciate what you're doing.
It's an honor to be here. Thank you for your service too. Yes.
My pleasure. That does it for today's episode of Around the Triad. We appreciate you taking the time to be with us. Hope the information was helpful, whether you learned about VA loans or had an opportunity to come by and speak with any of the other vendors and representatives serving all the needs of our veteran community. For more information about this or anything else that we do on Around the Triad, feel free to visit us at our website, www.nhtriad.com. Come on, Luke, let's go see what else there is to do around the Triad.